I wanted to start this a little bit different because this is something that is like a very serious topic and a very touchy topic for a lot of women, including myself. I was told at the age of 15 that I would never have children. And that was very hard for me. I got pregnant at a very young age, and I had an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is where the baby connects in either, I do believe it can only connect in your fallopian tube with the sperm. Like, it attached to my fallopian tube, my right fallopian tube. And I found out I was pregnant at 9 weeks, and at 10 weeks, I do believe. It was either 10 going on, I think it was going on 11 weeks. My tube erupted while I was in the bathtub, and I was living with my my brother's grandparents at the time, and they decided, they were actually doing their taxes at the time, and I kept calling them. I was like, my stomach really hurts, something is wrong. She's like, oh, go lay down. I was like, I just got out of the tub because my belly was cramping very bad. So I had just gotten out of the tub. Well, I went and laid down, and I remember waking up, and it had to have been around the time that my brother's grandpa was getting like ready for work, because he was up getting ready for work. And I remember waking up, I opened up my door, and my room was like in the corner of the house, and there was a curio cabinet. And I remember like falling into that, and I blacked out. I remember that part. And I blacked out, and I remember waking up in the car a little bit, and my brother's grandma telling me, you started bleeding very badly, and we were taking you to the hospital. And I remember getting into the hospital, waking up in a bed like this, and my head being down here, and my feet were clear up in the air, because they couldn't get an IV to put me into emergency surgery because I've bled out for so long and so much. So they were trying to get a IV into my jugular to get me into emergency surgery. And once they got in there, they had to remove the tube, which was my right fallopian tube. And I actually have a scar that is inside my belly button where they've had to put the tube, like the camera in. And then I have a scar like right around my hip, kind of. And that is where they took the tube out at. But so I never really used protection, and it was something that was very hard for me to deal with because I always wanted to be a mother. Always wanted to be a mother. And I got with my husband in 2017, and I told him, right away, I couldn't have kids, and he always told me, don't think that. Anything could happen. And, I wanted to believe it. I really did, but I just didn't. Like, in the back of my mind, I still stuck with, I can't have kids. And, he wanted to try to have kids. Not, right away, but he wanted to try to have kids, and he kept telling me, if we have to go to other routes, we will do it. He said, you will become a mother. I promise you, you will become a mother. And, so we started trying about I would say about the middle of 2017. we started trying. Probably about 3 or 4 months after being together, which, grant you, is very soon in a relationship. And we, it started out, I wasn't really, timing anything. I did download the app, Ovia. It's an app. There is 2 of them. There's Ovia Fertility and then Ovia Parenting. And I did the Ovia Fertility one. And, it, times your periods, tracks your periods, tracks when you will be fertile, and, you can use... I also used these. This is a clear blue digital ovulation test. You can buy... I bought these ones offline. You can also buy them at, your local Walmart, things like that. And I would time my... after my period would end, my second day after my period, I would start tracking my ovulation. When you are ovulating, or when it tests for ovulation and detects it, you will get a smiley face on here, and if you do not, it's just a circle. So, I would know within, 12 to 24 hours that I would be ovulating very soon. And I would be ovulating and nothing, we would keep trying, and nothing would happen. So we noticed that with tracking our ovulation, my ovulation, that I was still not getting pregnant. And I kept telling my husband, look, I know I cannot have babies. I know I can't. This is wasting our time. So I set up an OBGYN appointment to have a test done called HSG testing. It is to check your fallopian tubes, to check for blockage. So we went in, I signed in, my husband couldn't go back with me. And all they did was lay me down, had me get in a gown. I got on this table, put my legs in stirrups, or I think that's what they're called. And the doctor came in, she put this thing on my cervix and opened it a little bit, and then fed this tube through it. And then they put this dye on through the tube into my uterus, filled my uterus, and then seeing if it went through to the fallopian tubes and out. And on one side, it did, the left side. On the right side, it did not. And we already knew that because my fallopian tube had been cut off. So, then, I knew then that it is possible, because the doctor told me that it is possible for me to have a child. But I do ovulate on both sides because I still have a ovary on both sides. But there's only one fallopian tube, so the egg can only come down on one side. So then I came home. I started doing my ovulation strips and things like that. And what I would do is I got online and I looked for ovulation boosting, ways to ovulate better. And I found some and none of them worked. So I found this company called Fairhaven Health. And I ordered a bottle of OvuBoost. And it is it's for women. It's a dietary supplement designed to support egg quality and ovarian function and promote healthy ovulatory cycle. There's 120 capsules in here, and I do believe you take these ones 3 times a day, and you do it all the way through your cycle. And I also took Fertile Aid, which is a dietary supplement designed to boost fertility, complete vitamin and antioxidant support, promotes female hormonal balance, and reproductive wellness. There's actually 90 capsules in this one. It says, recommended use as a dietary supplement, take 3 capsules daily, begin taking immediately, and take continuously throughout your cycle. Discontinue use once pregnancy has been confirmed by urine or blood test. So I started taking these every single day. Okay, 3 times a day, every single day. I would take them in the morning, at lunchtime, and then right before bed. I also bought, and I do not still have the bottle, but I bought a prenatal vitamin with DHA. Okay, and my periods started getting very regular. Like, they were exactly 28 days along, and my periods were kind of irregular beforehand, so I started taking these, the OvuBoost and the Fertile Aid, and they started becoming way more regular. And I continued tracking my ovulation, okay? So 2 days after my period, I would start tracking my ovulation, along with the Fertile Aid, taking it every single day. We would have sex, because I would always have my Ovia calendar, so I would know when my fertile days would be. We would start having sex every day up until then. Then I was looking online, and it was telling me that if you have sex every single day, it weakens the sperm's, it doesn't make the sperm as strong when you do it every single day. So we started doing it every single day, and we also added in evening primrose oil, because they say to do this all the way up until your ovulate, all the way up until you ovulate, and then after that discontinue this. So that's what I did. I also was taking fish flax and borage oil, because I've heard that this also helps boost like your health and your fertility health. So I started taking this also all the way up until ovulation, and you can get this from Spring Valley. I bought it at Walmart. I think it was like $7, along with this, which was $4 and something. I also bought this at Walmart. I bought this called Pre-Seed at your local Target. It is a sperm moves freely through it. It's a lubricant. A lot of lubricants actually kill your sperm, like your what's that, His and Hers one, all that. We didn't really use them. If we used anything else, it was baby oil. It worked amazing. And we would go back and forth between baby oil and nothing. Now then, once we got this, we would cut out the baby oil once we were trying, like, doing it in the fertile window. We did the Pre-Seed. It's a lubricant that mimics your own fertile fluids to create the optimal environment for sperm on their journey. Apply Pre-Seed lubricant to vaginal or penile tissues to provide safe lubrication when trying to conceive. Compatible with latex and polyurethane condoms. Now, if you're trying to conceive, I don't understand why you would use a condom, but whatever. Warning, Pre-Seed lubricant does not harm sperm. It is not a contraceptive. It comes with a tube that looks like this. It says Pre-Seed on it. And it also comes with these individually wrapped. Oh, these ones aren't individually. There must be somewhere they're like in 3s. And it comes with 9 of them. Now out of this box we've used 3, and the tube is actually in our bedroom. And it actually tells you like how much to use in this little booklet here. Whoops. I'm not sure if it is in this one or not, but it will show you how you put it up to your, I just now noticed I had a coupon that actually expired in 2017, but you put the bottle up, or put the tube up to the bottle, and you suck it out of there, and then it'll show you how you can insert it. It's pretty much like inserting it just like a tampon. And sorry about that, my husband called. He's on break. But you do go up to like either your 2 or 3 mark. I honestly put in as much as I wanted. Sometimes I would put in that much. Sometimes I would put in only that much. It just depends on what, you know, what you need. What you feel is right, put in it. Is how I did it. We did that the first cycle. We did not get pregnant. And my second cycle, I was like, probably, I would say, close to almost 2 weeks late on my period. And I had went to the doctor and got a pregnancy test. So, you know, I knew I wasn't pregnant. And I was telling my husband on the way home one day from, I forget where we was at, but I was telling him, like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but I am 2 weeks late on my period. I said, and this is not normal, you know. Normally, I'm right on time. Every 28 days, I start my period. And he's like, well, let's go by. On the way home, we stop at our local Dollar Tree. Or dollar store, I'm sorry. We stop at the dollar store, and we pick up a test. And I let it go probably like a few days. I put it off as much as I possibly can because, you know, when you keep taking all these pregnancy tests and you want a baby so bad, it hurts your heart every time you see that one line. It hurts. It hurts so bad. And for every woman that feels that every time they take a test, I feel for you. I know how that feels. It hurts your heart. It hurts your, like, you could feel like you, oh my God, I'm pregnant this time. It might have worked. It might have worked. And then one line. You only get the test line. You don't get the positive line. And it hurts so bad. We were trying at that point for 10 months. And my doctor had told me, you know, if we get to a year mark, she said I can do IVF, where they take my husband's sperm and insert it inside of me. So that was our next route. That was the route we was going to take. So one morning I wake up, and this was March 20th of 2017. Okay. So it's March 20th, 2018. I wake up, and I'm like, you know what, I am just going to go ahead and take this test, because he had been talking about it the whole night before, about how I need to just take it. I don't know if that men just don't feel the same way or what it is, like when they get that that negative, but it hurts my heart. Every time I would get it, I would feel so discouraged every time. Like, why are we doing this? I know I cannot have children. I know I can't. And it's messing up my mind, and it hurts my heart every time I see the negative. So I pee on this, okay? Put the little drops in, and as soon as I set the tube down, I go to push it back, and when I lifted my hand up, this is what I see. I screamed, you guys. I screamed. I screamed so loud. It's like, my husband thought something was seriously wrong. He come running into the bathroom. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm just laying there crying on the toilet, just sitting there crying. And he's like, babe, what is wrong? And he's like, you know, it is, don't get discouraged if it's a negative, baby. It'll be fine, I promise you. And I showed him this, and he started crying too. So, and I'm thinking, you know what, man, I should have got more, because this could be a false positive. That's what I was thinking. This is a false positive. So I took another one. There's it. That's definitely a positive. And I couldn't just have that one. I had to take this one too. You guys, I want to introduce you guys, for those of you that are new to my channel, to Lincoln Dean. This here is our almost 4-month-old son, Lincoln. Say hi, baby. Say hi. You see yourself? He is an extremely healthy, almost 4-month-old. My pregnancy was absolutely amazing, you guys. If I didn't know that I was pregnant, I would have never, known, because I didn't have problems. I didn't have, I had morning sickness, I think, 2 mornings out of 9 months. My body ached, yeah, towards the end. Other than that, I didn't feel pregnant. And other than having a humongous belly, I did not feel pregnant. But I gave birth to a beautiful 7-pound, 1 ounce baby boy on November 21st, 2018 at 2:46 p.m. via emergency C-section. And I do plan to do a video on his birth story eventually. It was one of the scariest and best joyful moments of my entire life, which sounds very strange, but it was. But I want to encourage each and every one of you that if you are watching this video and you are suffering with infertility, to please, and this, I swear to you, I promise you, this is not a sponsored video. I promise you it's not. But I highly recommend this. And if I could tell you one thing out of everything that I know for a fact that worked, it would be this pre-seed right here. I know for a fact this worked. I know for a fact. Because we was only doing this for 2 months. Using this. On our 2nd cycle, I got pregnant. And if you guys have watched one of my last videos, I talked about how we are trying to conceive again. I am back to tracking my ovulation. I am back to tracking my fertile days. I am back to using the pre-seed. I am back to using the Fertilade and OvuBoost. I am back to taking the flaxseed or fish oil and the evening primrose oil. I am back to doing all of that. I did just ovulate a couple days ago, so we definitely did our baby dance, and we are trying for baby Dean number 2. And I hope and pray that it's not as long of a journey and is not as painful as trying to conceive Lincoln, because that was a mental challenge. It was a physical challenge, mental challenge, because that's all I constantly worried about. And the other day I worried a lot about trying to conceive again, and I had to stop and I couldn't sleep. That's how much it was bothering me. I could not sleep. And I had to like stop and think, like, look, it's possible. We know it's possible. Because he is laying in his bed right now. You know it's possible to conceive. It's just getting there. Having the egg and the sperm meet. You know, the whole process of everything. But it is one of the best feelings in the entire world to become a parent. And to watch him grow and learn and work with him and play with him, it is amazing. But I just want to encourage everyone, please don't give up. Please do not give up. Because right when I was giving up is when I got that positive pregnancy test. I mean, I pushed it back like, why am I even taking this thing? And as soon as I lifted my hand up and looked down, it was, I mean, that thing turned positive like that. Like that. I'm not kidding. But it is seriously one of the best feelings in the entire world to not only see this, but to have that baby right here with me every day. To give birth to him. To hold him on me for the first time was the best feeling in the world, because I was never supposed to be able to do that. According to the doctors at Med Central Hospital in Mansfield, Ohio, I was never supposed to have children, ever. And I did it. And I also delivered him at Med Central Hospital, which is now considered Ohio Health, in Mansfield, Ohio. And yeah, it was about 11 years later that I did it. I did it. I had my son. I conceived him. Please don't give up. Please do not give up. And I'm sorry for his back noise. He's playing with his toys and eating them. But I want to thank you guys for sitting here and listening to my trying to conceive journey. It was, like I said, a very mental challenge and physical challenge. So if you have problems with that, I am with you 100%. I feel for you. I am here to support you if you ever need anybody to talk to. I'm not sure if I can be direct message on YouTube, but you can direct message me on my Instagram. It is at meganfox.18, which is MEGANFOX. No P or no space in between that, all together, lowercase, .18. You guys can DM me any morning, night, whenever. It doesn't matter. I will be there for you. I know what it is like. I know what it feels like. It's a struggle. I love each and every one of you, and I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Bye.